On the
Can
flow.
you hear
On
me?
the flow.
Are we
Danny!
live? I don't have any sound.
You don't have any sound?
Let's see.
Well, it's live at 7:55. First sip. Let's go. Come on. Where's your sound? Uh-oh. Are you frozen now?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
I'll be right back.
Russ, good morning. Antarctic Mike from Irvine. Is it Irvine? Irvine? Where is that? California? Oh, Gary. Gary's been having to bail on us for meetings. Looks like today we're safe. Small, smart choices plus consistency plus time equals a radical.
Fred, can you hear me?
Yeah. Equals a radical difference.
I can't hear you.
Vicky.
Okay,
V-Dub,
I'm going to go to my cell phone.
V-Dub,
I'll be on
can you hear
myself.
me? Yeah. DJ. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. It looks like Danny Allison could be having some technical difficulty. Drove in from Nashville last night. Good morning. Nashville is almost borderline driving or flying.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we've been able to hear you the whole time.
I couldn't hear you, unfortunately, which was what I was.
Why do you keep asking us if we can hear you?
I don't know, man. I sure wish we would have communicated before we got started. But you know what? Now we are outside, and it's a beautiful day. Good morning, Fred Blanton. Good morning, all these fine people on the bus.
Look at that sunshine, Paul, Pappy. Let's saddle up.
Daniel already technical issues with his new computer already. Right, Gary, thank you for mentioning that. But what I will say, it just has to do with the StreamYard settings. And I thought Fred was messing with me. I want Fred to admit that he likes to mess with me pre-show like he has technical issues. So I got confused.
You had technical issues.
I'm gonna blame Fred because that makes it easier, doesn't it? When we blame others for things.
It does. Well, it makes it easier briefly. It's gratification for a couple of minutes, but then after that, you have to come back down to reality and think, "Oh man, it wasn't their fault. It's all me."
It's all me. And me and you, we actually talked about that because sometimes we'll get to complaining about something. Actually, the scriptures, do unto others as you'd have them do to you. But sometimes we forget what we've done to others. And then when we have it done to us, we forget about that, don't we?
Now, you mentioned the word complaining. Do you ever feel like sometimes when you're just explaining, it comes across as complaining?
When I'm just explaining, it comes across as complaining?
Yeah. You ever feel that way?
It does. And that's why I always preface when I'm getting ready to say something. Now, I'm not complaining, I'm explaining.
Yeah. Well, it's so easy to sound like you're complaining. And I'm not you, as everyone. Like when you're just trying to explain something, it could be your tone or a mannerism. And you're like, oh God, it sounds like I'm complaining. I'm just trying to explain something.
That's right. Yeah, just explain it. I like what Jacob says down here, Fred. Jacob says, that's what friends do. We blame and we forgive, we learn, and then we're there for another one, I like that. So
you're going to stick with the blame game at this point?
I am. I'm going to continue to blame Fred because it's just much easier for me. It makes me feel much easier. It is pump day. We missed that intro. Sometimes having technical issues, it makes you start a little differently. It is pump day. How are you feeling? You're back in town. You had a long trip last night.
I did have quite a ride. And you know, until this show started, I was feeling it. But now I'm getting this little energy bus vibe, man. The positivity smacked me in the face. I'm ready to go now.
Let's go. Hey, and that's what it's all about. As a matter of fact, me and you, we talked a little bit about this last night. This is a scripture that's been on my mind. It says Proverbs 4:23 is the scripture of the first sip energy bus. Because it says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Yep. To me, when I read that, I think, man, I got to get my mind right. What do you think, Fred?
Well, it is a focus on, you better keep the heart right, because sometimes in a split-second reaction and something comes out of you that is just not normal, you know, whether it's language, actions, that may make you realize you need a heart check.
Absolutely. When we hear the heart in the Bible, we're talking about the totality of the individual. So emotions, thoughts, experiences, who we are. So it's a big deal, and everything we do flows from it. So if we can start the day by when I say above all, let's guard your heart, safeguarding the heart, building ourselves up, protecting ourselves from the things that are going to drain our energy throughout the day.
Absolutely.
Saw Carl punt yesterday.
Oh, Carl punt.
Yeah. And I tell you, I've never met Carl in person, and you obviously have spent a lot of time with Carl and know Carl. So it was kind of, and we interviewed him on the show, but again, first time I saw him in person, didn't see him. So he walked up on me, but we had a great conversation, and we were talking about these very things that we talk about on the show. And he was talking about managing his own energy as we get older, and different types of things that we have to watch in order to safeguard our heart, so we don't lose energy on these things that are going to be tugging at us.
Yeah. You know, Carl and I pounded the pavement together in the referee world quite a few times, and he was always somebody that when his name popped up on the list to officiate with, you knew you weren't going to have any problems.
Yeah. Steady Eddie.
Yeah. And would take zero nonsense. Players, coaches, fans, cut it out immediately. Done.
Tell me what makes that I'm sure is that makes one of the things that makes a great official. What else makes a great official?
Consistency. Consistency on each end of the court. Very key. Consistency and communication. Now,
yeah, and consistent. I mean, that's everything right there, right? Consistency, communication. As a group, you have to work together. You and Carl, when you're on the court together, you're a team, just like a sales team or any type of business.
Yeah, and could you imagine if something happened on this end and he blew his whistle and something happened right in front of me and I didn't blow mine, and then we weren't able to communicate that to the coaches? It creates major conflict if you're not consistent and you don't communicate.
It's a big deal how we kind of express ourselves and take into consideration. Here's another thought, me and you were talking about, take into consideration that person's point of view. Now, we all say that, but we automatically say, well, we're right and this other person is in the wrong, and we start from there. We assume that we're right and they're wrong, and then we say, oh, well, they have their right to their opinion, and then we work on it from there. But the truth is, if the true open-mindedness, that kind of communication, where we uncover the truth together. Do you and Carl talk about difficult plays or difficult situations or have disagreements that you ever work through, or with any of the officials?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is part of the official community. call each other after a game, maybe send each other a clip to check out. Hey, what do you think about this play? Give me some feedback. You have to be open to criticism.
Wow. Hey, that's really a great thing. I've never really thought about that, because it's not easy when you're talking to someone and being critical about anything. That's not an easy conversation to have.
Yeah, it would be like you going and speaking at at some event, and then you breaking down a couple of videos and sending them to, maybe some of your closest people, maybe your number one co-host, and saying, hey, what do you think about this? These were the 2 moments during my speech that I had questions about. And then you being able to take honest feedback for improvement purposes. That's it.
Absolutely. And it's just like anything else. We can kind of be scared of criticism. I think that I have been scared of criticism for many years, and working with Fred as my co-host puts that criticism in the box with me. Hey, you got to get close to the things that can help you grow. But seriously, it's a big deal when you can communicate, and when we talk about the truth. It's good in sales. There's my finger. It's good in sales. It's good in relationship building. It's good in general, right?
Yeah.
Being able to communicate the truth. You're going to sell more. You're going to do more. You're going to have more friends. And it's not easy, because we want to hold on to the way that we feel about ourselves in the past, or some, we want to believe that maybe it's not true. We want to believe that everybody loved our speech, every part of it, but maybe they didn't.
Yeah,
and maybe
sometimes you need a little criticism or a change in a habit or behavior to help you improve. And it may, in the business world, make you more money, make you a new relationship, make you happier because you're doing a certain thing differently. You just have to be open. You have to be willing to take it and accept it, and know that the person giving it to you is such a strong enough human and thinks of you so highly that they're willing to put themselves out there to tell you the truth.
And you got to be ready for it. And then as the person that's delivering the truth, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Right?
Oh.
Are you seeing something good?
Singing country songs now?
Oh yeah. You got to know when to hold it. Well, I'm out in the sun, and it's kind of, sometimes different things happening, the computer, the microphone, and I'm not blaming you anymore. That was my fault. We've had a great conversation this morning. I've decided it's not your fault, Fred.
Yeah. Well, Gary brought up the point that you want to be able to listen to understand versus just listening to reply.
Why is that so hard, though? I mean,
I have feelings.
I want to say something. Hey, I want to say things. If I know it, I want to say it. Isn't that the truth?
What I have to say is so important.
Hey, look, that's a better view. Sorry, folks. I should have been sitting like this. But, yeah, it is. I forgot what we were saying, but that's a big deal. Hey, we had talked about something right here. I wanted to hear Fred's thoughts. We used to do the 2-minute skill, but you were on that drive home last night, and I felt for you because I knew it was a long drive. You were by yourself, but I said, Fred, you're going to think of something, and I want to know what it is tomorrow on the show.
Yep. And as I kind of scrolled through some material, something stuck out to me, and it was be the thermostat, not the thermometer.
Be the thermostat.
Yeah, be the person that affects the temperature in the room. You come in too hot, you come in angry, you come in negative, probably not a good thing. Understand that you're the thermostat, you're in charge of that room. Treat it the way that you want it to react.
Above all else, guard your heart, get your mind right, and have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow with sound inside, no sun in the face. It will be awesome. Bye-bye. See you, friends.